Fair use. Daily Reflections. This is a book of reflections by AA members for AA members. July 26th. The worth of sobriety. Every AA group ought to be fully self-supporting, declining outside contributions. 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, page 160. When I go shopping, I look at the prices, and if I need what I see, I buy it and pay. Now that I am supposed to be in rehabilitation, I have to straighten out my life. When I go to a meeting, I take a coffee with sugar and milk, sometimes more than one, but at the collection time, I am either too busy to take money out of my purse or I do not have enough, but I am there because I need this meeting. I heard someone suggest dropping the price of a beer into the basket, and I thought, that's too much. I almost never give $1. Like many others, I rely on the more generous members to finance the fellowship. I forget that it takes money to rent the meeting room, buy my milk, sugar, and cups. I will pay without hesitation 90 cents for a cup of coffee at a restaurant after the meeting. I always have money for that. So how much is my sobriety and my inner peace worth? Courage to Change One Day at a Time in Al-Anon. July 26th. I'm learning to identify illusions that make my life unmanageable. For example, I wanted to stop controlling people and situations, but the harder I tried, the more I felt as if I were knocking my head against a wall. Then someone mentioned that I couldn't give up something I didn't have. Perhaps I could try giving up the illusion of control. Once I saw that my attempts to exercise power were based on illusions, it was easier to let go and let God. Another illusion is that I have a big hole inside and I must fill it with something from outside myself. Compulsively shopping, obsessing about relationships, trying to fix everyone else's problems. These are some of the ways I've tried to fill this hole. Yet the problem is spiritual emptiness. It must be filled from within. It wasn't until I saw through the illusion that I was deficient and I needed to look outside myself for wholeness that I began to heal. Today's reminder. Today, if I hear myself thinking that I am not good enough or that I need something outside myself to make me whole, I'll know that I am listening to illusions. Today, I can call on an Al-Anon friend and come back to reality. There's a quote from William James, and it reads, "Human beings, by changing the inner attitudes of their minds, can change the outer aspects of their lives." Just for today, Daily Meditations for Recovering Addicts, July 26. Unconditional Surrender. Help for addicts begins only when we are able to admit complete defeat. This can be frightening, but it is the foundation on which we have built our lives. Basic text, page 22. Most of us have tried everything we can think of, exerted every ounce of force possible to fill the spiritual hole inside us. Nothing, not drugs, not control and management, not sex, money, property, power, or prestige has filled it. We are powerless. Our lives are unmanageable. At least by ourselves alone, our denial will not change that fact. So we surrender. We ask a higher power to care for our will and our lives. Sometimes in surrendering, we don't know that a higher power greater than ourselves exists, which can restore us to wholeness. Sometimes we're not sure that the God of our understanding will care for our unmanageable lives. Our lack of certainty, though, does not affect the essential truth. We are powerless. Our lives are unmanageable. We must surrender. Only by doing so can we open ourselves wide, wide enough for our old ideas and past wreckage to be cleared, wide enough for a higher power to enter. Just for today, I will surrender unconditionally. I can make it as easy or as hard as I choose. Either way, I will do it. Today, Emotions Anonymous, July 26. Reflection for today. We live, grow, and are better people because of our program. How could anyone reject it? I was ready for the program 3 weeks after I heard about it. Another person may have been sitting in meetings for 6 months and still not be in the groove. Why? People learn and live at their own pace. I cannot manipulate or push someone into my schedule of growth. While some grow by leaps and bounds, others grow inch by inch. Progress is what we strive for. Speed is not a top priority. Meditation for today. Give me the patience and tolerance to understand someone else's as well as my own pace of growth. Today I will remember we did not get sick overnight, nor will we get well overnight, but we will get well. Strengthening My Recovery, Meditations for Adult Children of Alcoholics, Dysfunctional Families. July 26. Step 2. Came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. BRB, page 130. Our parents had been our gods. This is normal for children because parents are their primary support system. As adults, many of us had not progressed past the stage of growth, no matter how far away we moved. We had believed everything they said for so long that we continued to internalize their negativity and messages without even being around them. Their voices were inside us. Concerning religious beliefs, some of our families had no tolerance for anything except their religious belief system. Others of us may have been told that only weak-minded people believe in a higher power. In recovery, when many of us seek to identify a higher power, we may be confused by these intolerant and abusive viewpoints. To find clarity, we give ourselves permission to step away from those old ideas, even about what the word God means. Many of us may start by seeing our ACA family as the something greater than ourselves. This is the beginning of our search for spiritual freedom. It may seem foreign at first because this wouldn't have been allowed in our families. But we're on a journey. We try things out and we see what works for us. We notice we have an inner compass and we start to follow it fearlessly. The affirmation reads, "On this day, I know there is a power greater than me. I honor the fact that my concept of a higher power may continue to change as I grow." share, subscribe, like, and most of all, be the you that you are created to be. To remember that recovery is possible and that you are not alone. One day at a time.